Hi guys, I'm Etta Rosa with Etta Rosa LLC. We are a virtual paralegal firm, but we also offer legal business consulting for law firms. And one of the topics I wanted to talk about today was how to choose a paralegal company that works for you. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of options out there, and there's three types of paralegal companies that offer paralegal services. There's one that they only offer paralegal services for laypersons. There's another one that only offers paralegal services for attorneys. And then the third option is paralegal services for both attorneys and laypersons. The most popular one is the one for laypersons. And when I'm referencing laypersons, I mean people that are seeking help in assisting with paperwork. So, like, let's say you need help for your divorce. So you want somebody to help you fill out paperwork and file it, and help you file it. Then that would be a layperson. If you are an attorney seeking for legal assistance, as far as like paralegals offering their assistance, drafting and everything else, obviously that's different. So you first want to figure out what side of the spectrum you're in and what type of services you're looking for, and make sure that actual paralegal service company actually offers the type of service that you're looking for. And obviously, the big one is you always want to make sure that it's in your budget. You never want to blow your budget, because with all the options out there, I'm sure you can find someone within your budget that will offer reasonable services, if not excellent services, depending on what you're looking for. One little insert that I wanted to talk about, if you are a layperson and not an attorney and do not know the difference between an attorney and a paralegal, is we are unable to offer legal advice. So if that's what you're looking for, I highly suggest you look for an attorney and pay that extra fee. I know sometimes they can be a little pricey, but if you work with them, they can sometimes put you on a payment plan. They can, give you a friendly discount. There's a lot of other options for you if that's what you're looking for and that's what you really need. I highly suggest you go to an attorney, because paralegals are unable to provide you with legal advice. What is legal advice? Legal advice is basically a strategy to your case. So they cannot tell you that A, B, and C will equal D, E, and F if you use it in this type of way. So they can't tell you that if you file it in a different way or you word it this way, this outcome may or may not happen. And it's just like a strategizing. Unfortunately, paralegals are unable to do that at this time. There are current laws out there, such as in California, and I believe Chicago or New York. Don't quote me on that, but I know California for sure, that they're working on having paralegals provide legal advice. But that's a topic for another day. So let's just focus on how to actually choose a paralegal company that you need and that will work for you. So we went over the budget. We went over the type of services, and you also want to look at the credentials and the requirements that they have. A lot of paralegal services have awesome intake forms that you can look at, and just by reading the intake form, you can see whether or not this will be the type of company for you. The more questions they ask, I believe sometimes is better. That way they, that they actually care about the product that they're putting out there by trying to get as much information as they can up front versus trying to just reel you in and then convince you that they're the company right for you. So I'm always a big believer as the more information you can provide, the better. It is that you'll realize if the relationship's going to work or not. You always want to, dot your I's and cross your T's. So you always want to make sure that the person that you're working with is licensed, certified, things like that. You always want to make sure that is indeed what they're saying is true. So the good thing in Florida, and I believe in all 50 states, you can look it up, whether or not they are actual notaries of the state, whether or not they're certified with nationwide or the particular state that you're looking in. You can look at their experiences. You can ask for resumes, CVs. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You never want to get into that situation where you already paid for a service that you're not going to get. So always make sure that you're making sure that everything is there and everything that you need is going to be offered and provided to you in a reasonable time. That's another thing you want to look at. Can they do the service that you're looking for in the amount of time that you need it for? A couple of the other things that I wanted to go over as far as paralegal services. Not only do you want to go through the credentialing and everything else, you want to feel comfortable with the person that you're actually going to work with. A lot of paralegal services, you call into the main line and then you get this customer service. And then they ask you like a million questions, but then you don't really know who's actually doing the job for you. Like they don't do like an official introduction. So you always want to make sure that they offer that one-on-one service where you actually get to speak to the person that's going to be either handling your file or providing you with the service in general. That's always my big pet peeve, especially with my firm, my paralegal company. I always want to make sure that the client is actually in communication with the paralegal that's actually going to be doing the work. That way there's no miscommunication. You can talk directly to them. You have their direct line. Always make sure that everything is where it needs to be. I feel like paralegal services can be roughly compared to like a contract service. When you bring somebody in to, repair your house or do some repairs in your home, you always want to make sure that they're certified and that they're licensed and that they actually know what they're doing. Word of mouth obviously is the best way to do it because you know that the service is going to be provided, is being recommended. So that's always an honor and a privilege to have. And if you have any questions, just let me know. You can always visit my website at www.eddarosa.com. And I'll talk to you soon. If not, have a good one.